Is Donald Trump coming after Canada's critical minerals? Do you agree with the hot mic comments made by Prime Minister Trudeau earlier today, suggesting that we should take Donald Trump's threat of Canada becoming the 51st state seriously and implying that Trump wants to control Canada's critical minerals?
Dominic LeBlanc, the finance minister, and Justin Trudeau both told Canadians, just down the hall from here actually, that the comments by President Trump were made in jest and were not to be taken seriously. So we've been told for the last several months that these comments weren't to be believed. So now we find ourselves in a situation where they're saying that this sudden crisis has emerged with respect to these comments that for months they've said weren't to be taken seriously. The Liberals have an opportunity to address this very important question that you ask, and it should be addressed right here in the House of Commons. That's where Canadians expect us to protect our national interests, to make sure that we have relationships and we have trade agreements and we have partnerships that put Canada first, including and especially with respect to our natural resources.
Does it concern you, though, that Canada's largest ally might be coming after our natural resources? I mean, and if you're in power, if you become government, what are you going to do about that?
Well, look, we've been told by the people who were at the table that these comments aren't to be taken seriously. That's
not the case now. So if it is the case that Donald Trump is coming after our natural resources, what are you going to do about it if you're in government?
If the assertion is that Mr. Trudeau was lying, then and that's your assertion, then it should be addressed here in the House of Commons. There were 338 members of Parliament elected. It's absurd that the Liberals have shut down Parliament so the debate can't happen about what we can do to put Canada first. What do we need to do to strengthen our borders? What do we need to do to have robust and diversified trade? And Mr. Poilievre has put forward a very clear plan with respect to strengthening our border, with respect to getting our critical natural resources, critical minerals and natural resources to Tidewater, getting them to market, repealing the legislation that the Liberals have passed that have stymied those efforts. So we've put forward a plan. This is the place that should be debated. Anything that Mr. Trudeau and Mr. LeBlanc have said obviously can't be believed. They've been demonstrated to be lying to Canadians, but that needs to be. The issues need to be debated here in Parliament. That's what Canadians elected us to
do. Is your priority to pass that Canada First plan, or is it to vote to bring down the government and non-confidence vote?
We've been very clear that both things can be true. That we're prepared today to see the introduction of, debate, study, and pass legislation that does put Canada first, that secures our border, that breaks down those interprovincial trade barriers, that repeals the anti-resource development legislation that, like Bill C-69 that the Liberals have passed, and ensures that we can pass a bring-it-home tax cut for Canadians. We can address that issue, which the House is supposed to be sitting right now. We could be doing that, and then when that issue has been put to rest, we can deal with the matters of confidence, because Canadians are looking for a new government. They've seen that after 9 years, Justin Trudeau and the Liberals, they can't be trusted to protect Canadians' interests, and that's what should be front of mind for every single elected official and everyone who's running to be Prime Minister. Is what are they doing today to put Canada first? Are they in hiding, or are they prepared to unlock the doors of the House of Commons and let Canada's 338 members of Parliament do their jobs?
Do you support the challenge? Do you support the challenge that is going to be heard by the federal court next week, calling on the courts to overturn the prorogation?
The House of Commons should not have been prorogued by Justin Trudeau in order to. We believe that Parliament should be recalled in advance of. Would you like me to answer your question? We think that Parliament should be recalled today. It ought not to have been prorogued to begin with. This is a very important time for our country. There was no surprise to Justin Trudeau in the beginning of January that we were going to be dealing with these issues. He should not have prorogued Parliament. It should be recalled today. That's what Canadians expect, and that's why we're calling on the government to recall Parliament and to put Canada first.
Take action if Trudeau won.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, these reporters are crazy.